Hi, it's Christian Iddon here. I'm here with Bike Social at Brands Hatch Indy, and today, on this nice sunny day, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to get around this lovely little circuit and improve your lap times. So here we are on the start-finish line. Would call it a straight, but there are no straights here at Brands Indy. It is the busiest track in the country and also the shortest. At this very point, you're going to be doing around about 150, 160 mile an hour, probably in about 5th gear depending what bike you're on, 4th or 5th. And we're going to head up towards Paddock Hill. It's a blind corner and one of the most exciting ones in the country. So here we are at the entrance to Paddock Hill. It's a blind entry as we've come from the start-finish line. There's a bit of a crest here, in fact there's quite a lot of a crest. So when you first hit the brakes, you're probably going to be braking into that bit of a hill. As we head into the corner, probably going to be knocking it down at least 1, probably 2 gears. And it's a very strange entry into this corner. It's a little bit difficult to get your bearings and know where to go. But I think a great point of reference is always the pit lane exit white line. It's about middle of the track. Too far inside, you're going to spoil the line going in. Too far outside, you're never going to pull it back. So where that line meets, that T, if you're somewhere near that, you're doing pretty good. Assuming you got your entry right, we're now into the roller coaster that is Paddock Hill proper. As the curbs go a bit higher, that's going to be our apex. Unlike most corners, the apex around here, you're going to hold it for a while. Most corners you go in, up and out. The track does camber away from you on the way around here, so don't push the front too much and don't try and get on the gas too hard. Then, as you get down into the dip, what we've got on the exit is actually a really nice curb which you can use as a bit of a berm. So even if you are running a bit wide, don't be afraid just to hit that curb a little bit and give you a helping hand along the way up towards Druids. Turn 2 and Druids, and we've got a lovely braking zone for this one because we're nice and upright and we've got a brilliant amount of camber to really nail the brakes on. I know we're all going to be on different bikes, but a great point of reference for your brake point is this bit here. It's where the end of this painted green tarmac meets this bit of racetrack here. If you're braking around about this point, we know we're in a good way for the corner. But you do just need to be careful, because as we get to the corner, the camber's going to go away completely, and that's where you see a lot of boys tucking the front. So you brake nice and hard into Druids, but then you've got to make sure, as I said, that you've released the brake. But once you get into this corner, there's actually loads of camber to play with, so release the brake early and try and carry that speed all the way around. We want to hug it again, so knee over the curb, and as much as you can all the way around, keeping that knee over the white and red lines, and you'll be in a good place. As we exit Druids, you want to be 2/3, 3/4 of the way across the track. Try not to use all the track, because what it's going to do is going to hinder our progress down to the next corner, which is bottom bend. Now this one's quite a difficult one. You've got a downhill as you go in, and then the hill is going to come back to you. So the main thing you've got to be careful of is, as you can probably see, is it's a bend as you're going in. So what you want to do is try and keep the bike as upright as you can for as long as you can. So as you can see over my shoulder here, there's a marshal's post. We're going to aim for it and brake in a straight line until we get to that white and red curb at the bottom, and when we get to that, that's our next point, and that's where we're going to tip in. So keep the bike upright for as long as you can. That means you can apply more brake with more security, and then you can release the brake and ready to tip in the corner. So now that we're into bottom bend, one really important thing that I've got to say around here is there's hardly any left-hand corners, so do be careful. This is a very hard acceleration corner, so we need to pick the bike up as much as we can before we really get hard on the gas. This has caught me out on the pass with a cold tyre. A couple of years ago I crashed here and got collected and ended up breaking my leg, so it's easy to get caught out. Just be very careful. That exit has caught out a lot of people in the past. Right, if we were on the GP track, this would be quite a heavy braking corner. But seeing as today we're doing the Indy, it's not. So it's quite common to not even have to go down a gear. If you do, it's only going to be 1. But what we really want to do is carry as much corner speed as we can through this S bend. A couple of points to consider is that there's a fairly bumpy section as we go through this left-hander. So the bike is going to be a little bit loose underneath you, but don't worry too much because the lean angle is not that much. And hopefully by then we will have already released the brake. Another thing is by the time we get to the right-hander, the apex on the right, you want to be already on the gas. So you almost want to drive through the right-hand part of this complex and then heading back out towards the outside to the midpoint of the track, ready to get into the final corner, which is a very long Clearways. This is the entrance to Clearways, and it's a really long corner, and I'm talking like 270 degrees by the time we get around to the start finish, so it's really important. The really difficult thing about this bit, the entry, is the fact that it's very hard to get the bike upright while we're braking. And as we've already spoke about, we want to be as upright as we can when we're doing anything to do with throttle and brake. Therefore, we want to sort of drop the shoulder in, but sort of keep the bike upright as much as we can while we've got that pressure on the front brake. And when we do apply pressure to the front brake, it's not grabbing at it, it's like a constant soft brake, just to decelerate you as much as you can. So as we've rolled on the throttle nice and gently over the crest, we're then going to go into this dip, and as it comes back to you, we sort of want to aim to get wider and wider. And as you can see over my right shoulder, just above the Pirelli banners, is where there's a white line that crosses the track. That's basically our widest point, and that's also the point where we're going to really make a turn. So when we get into that dip, we can use the dip, the bike's going to compress, all the suspension is going to work with you, and you can turn, look up the track, and you'll then head towards Marshall Post 24, and then get on the gas and head for home. Once you get to this bit, Marshall Post 24, you've pretty much made it. Get yourself right over towards the grass. It's real bumpy. Get up on the pegs, bum off the seat, and keep her pinned right across the start-finish line. And that's you done, a lap of Brands Hatch Indy.